Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with my rant stroke thought of the day. And I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. I really, really am. I'm so bored of transfer talks. I want to come on and do a video about this because it's getting to me. It really, really is. It's getting on my nerves. The transfer rumours, the links to players. You know, you talk about players, you do a video, Mark gets a stat computer working overtime, and then they go and sign for Chelsea, inevitably by the looks of it. There's no noise from the club whatsoever. There doesn't seem to be any direction from the club. You want to be confident about it. You want to be sure that they're going to get the players in that they need to be getting in, but the doubt is creeping into your mind. You're starting to ask questions about whether they're going to be able to do enough in this window. You know, that's a really important window. 3 windows gone by without any first team players. And I think that gives you the right to ask questions, the right to be concerned. But at the minute, the fan base, again, they're just at war with each other. If you've got an opinion that doesn't align with their opinion, they're going to bite at you, they're going to snap at you, they're going to snarl at you, they're going to call you a bedwetter, a crybaby, you shouldn't support the club, you're ungrateful, all this other kind of stuff. And it's just vitriolic and it's vile and it's shit. It really, really is. It's really pissing me off. I've come off social media, look at the Newcastle United hashtag, really, certainly in any engagement, because I just can't be arsed with it. It's horrible. It's a bit like being in a boozer. You'd be sitting in a boozer looking around with a pint going, it's full of wankers in here. I just don't want to be in here. So you drink up quick and you go and find somewhere that's more your speed. But sadly, in the world of social media, there ain't many other boozers to go to be honest with you. You're better off drinking in the house. Drink responsibly, by the way, if you do. But it's just grim. It's really grim at the minute, you know. And I always kind of pride myself on being somebody who can see both sides of the argument. And I try and keep my cool about it. And I've seen other content creators, you know, flip-flop. 1 minute they're calling you stupid and nonsensical for having an opinion, and the next breath they're telling you you're entitled to your opinion, which is a little bit hypocritical in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. You know, you can have yours, I can have mine, that's all cool. But, you know, if you're worried about the direction the club's going in and you're worried about the lack of leadership at the top, I think you've indicated. I think you really are. I think you're wondering, you know, are we going to get the players in that we need for this rigorous season ahead, for Champions League, for, you know, for retaining the Champions League position in the league, for trying for the League Cups? You know, are we going to have the cover, you know, for our aging defence, you know, the likes of Dan Burn and Fabian Schär, regardless of how good they finished last season, they're not getting any younger. You know, we're going to have backup for Alexander Isak so we don't put his body through so much football that he breaks, and then we don't have him, and then we lose such a massive attacking threat and quality and end product to our team. You know, we're going to run Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Linton and Tonali into the ground. I mean, to be fair, I think Tonali was built by Cyberdyne Systems. The fucking never seems to tire, touch wood. But the other two, definitely, you know, Bruno, when he's off it and is fatigued, he runs around like, you know, pisshead playing Sunday League. And Joe Linton's body, you know, regardless of how strong he is, breaks quite often, and we've seen that before. You know, we've only got young Lewis Miley underneath them. They're talking about selling Willock and Longstaff. So, you know, where's the depth in the midfield as well? So if you're worried about that, you're asking questions about that, I think you're totally vindicated for it. If you're asking questions as to whether the PIF are still interested in support, you know, in supporting this project when Newcastle United, because you're watching them, you know, put money into the FIFA Club World Cup, which is helping Chelsea fund players that we're trying to sign and take players off of us. Again, I think you're totally vindicated to ask that question. It's a sensible question to ask by a rational fan. But the other side of this argument thinks you're a wanker, thinks you're an arsehole, thinks you're ungrateful, thinks you've got no right to ask those questions. How dare you question the almighty PIF? How dare you question, you know, the Newcastle United takeover? How dare you? Who the fuck are you to do that? Well, who the fuck are you to have a go at them for doing that? You know, that's entirely up to them if they've got doubts and concerns and worries about it. And it's the same as it's down to you. If you've got utter blinding faith that the club will do what needs to be done to strengthen the squad for this transfer, fucking more power to your elbow, mate. I'm happy that you do. You know, I wish I could share a bit of that myself, but I'm quite cynical and skeptical about things at the moment. And that's my right to be that way. You know, I'm trying to remain positive. I'm hoping that the club gets the business that they need to do done by the end of this transfer window. And that kind of leads me on the whole point of this video in a minute. But just this constant battle between the both sides of Newcastle United fans it's really ugly at the minute. Social media is a horrible barometer for anything, really. It's like a scabby toilet in a service station just with turds that won't flush and a stink in the gaff out. That's what social media is. Certainly X as a platform is terrible at the minute. I don't get what I need out of it. You know, it triggers me. It really does. I don't like it. You can't can't have a normal conversation with a fan on there without this hyperbole from one side or the other, going at each other, banging heads, and it's just shit. It really, really is. I like talking in the live chat that we do on our shows. I like the comments that we have on our videos in the main. Open dialogue, conversations about things. One person has an opinion, cool. The other person disagrees, that opinion, cool. Debate, don't berate. I always say that, but the way the fans are going at the minute, it's not a nice place to be. There's nobody from the club who's really offering that kind of calmness to say, hey, don't start tearing each other apart, guys. We won a cup last season. We finished in the Champions League. We will get it done. Don't you worry about it. You stay with us. Nobody's doing that because there is nobody to do that. They care more about commercial deals, which they don't seem to be able to get through the door at the minute, than they do about actually engaging with the fans. Amanda Staveley was excellent at that. Some people say she was maybe a bit too gobby with the fans, if that's even possible. But now it's the total opposite. It's radio silence, and it just isn't good at all. But that leads me to the point we're doing this video. We do a lot of rumour hazard videos. We talk about players linked to the football club. Mark does his stats. I do my chats, and it's all good. You guys enjoy it, right? I'm so fucking transfer weary now, guys. I really, really am. I'm fed up of the whole thing. I'm sick of investing my time doing a video talking about it just to see a player go to Chelsea or something like that. I'm bored of it. I'm sick of it. I just don't want to do the videos anymore. I really, really don't. And the transfer window is really getting me down as a Newcastle fan at the minute, and it shouldn't do because the club's in a good position. I saw Keith Downey, the handsome silver fox that he is, the other day, trying to talk sense and talking very well. I like Keith's a great guy. I love Keith. I do love Keith. He's a top bloke. He's been on the channel before. He speaks really well, very calm. And he said there's money to spend. Newcastle have got money to spend, but the problem is the players that they're going for, they can't compete with the financial packages these other clubs are going for. And it was a really concise, sensible, logical thing that Keith Downey said. And that's the kind of thing I'd want from the club, not from a Sky Sports presenter on YouTube, as good as he is. Craig Hope speaks really well about the transfer policy as well, or Johnny Journos do. And there's nobody from the club talking. There's nobody communicating from the club. They're doing third kit videos and things like that. And, hey, buy another shirt, guys. Give us more of your money. But then there's no communication about just somebody reassuring you everything's going to be okay. And somebody said to me the other day, a mate of mine said, that's Eddie Howe's job. And it's not Eddie Howe's job. It shouldn't be Eddie Howe's job. Eddie Howe's job is to prepare the team. To pick a team that can win on a Saturday and a Wednesday or Sunday and a Wednesday, these particular seasons. But, that's Eddie Howe's job. Eddie Howe's job is to improve players on the training pitch and inevitably on the field. It's not his job to communicate about transfers and things like that. That's other people's jobs. But it's all gone a bit wrong upstairs for Newcastle United right now. And it's really just pissed me off with the transfer market, really, isn't it? I made the decision to come off social media, so I'll not be posting anything from the Evermore Twitter handle, or X handle as it is now, during the transfer window, because I'm just waiting till the transfer window's over. When the transfer window's over, we'll see where the club is, what shape they're in, who's come in, how well the squad has been enhanced. And a lot of these kind of self-appointed, self-righteous saviors who are riding in on their white steeds telling you off for having any concerns. It'd be really interesting to see how quickly they scurry over the fucking hill on that horse if Newcastle United don't get done what needs to get done. It'll be very interesting because there's all those tweets are still there, all those posts are still there, and people will be re-quoting those tweets. I've seen some really kind of, self-servient, pedantic, kind of condescending interactions between people who've got good platforms on there and just normal fans with concerns, and speaking to people like they're idiots, and I just don't agree with it. They're a fan like you, we're supposed to be united here. We're all Newcastle United fans. We want Newcastle United to be the best version of Newcastle United that it can be. We want them to win trophies. We want them to qualify for Champions Leagues. We want them to, play good football, get us all excited. We want to see new players come in. You can't have the squad growing stale. If you stand still in the Premier League, you get left behind. That's the truth. That's the way the league works. And, these financial loopholes, the likes of Chelsea are exploiting, even Villa and Everton are doing it now. The club don't seem to be wanting to do it. They seem to want to toe the party line and just remain utterly compliant. And then you get the instant reaction from these fans have almost been programmed to stick up for the club unequivocally without any kind of thought or consideration of what the other person's trying to say. Why are they following the rules so stringently? The rules that were designed to strangle and choke Newcastle United. Why are they following them so stringently? Why aren't they looking for loopholes? Why aren't they doing what Chelsea and Aston Villa are doing straight away? Well, they'll get punished by the Premier League. Oh, they'll get fined 10 points. Oh, they'll come down on us hard. You don't know that. They were supposed to come down hard in Forest, and initially they did, and then they rode back. Same with Everton, then they rode back. Same with Leicester, then they rode back because Leicester challenged them. Newcastle United haven't breached any PSR or FFP rules. They've towed the party line, and because of that, they've not been able to enhance their squad for 3 windows. They've lost 2 exciting young players in the shape of Elliot Anderson and Yankuba Minteh. I mean, don't get me started on how well Anderson's progressed at Forest and for the England under-21s this summer in the tournament. He was excellent, and that's depressing as a fan to see that as well. Great for Forest and great for Elliot, because I think he won't be too far from an England call if he has another season for Forest like he did last season. But depressing for Newcastle United. But then again, the fans from that side of the argument jump at you again. Oh, would you want to sell Isak? Do you want to sell Gordon? No one's saying they want to sell Isak or Gordon. They're just saying it's disappointing that they sold Anderson and Minteh. Can you not just respect that and understand that and have a conversation? Why do you have to attack them? And I'm just bored of it. It's so tedious and laborious and tiring. I just can't be arsed. I really can't. I want conversation with fans in a calm, rational manner. Which is ironic because I know I love a rant, but I'm just trying to be sensible here. Just have a conversation in a calm and rational manner. Understand that they feel the way they feel, respect that they feel the way they feel. Tell them you don't feel that way. Tell them the reason to not feel that way. And equally, that's fine. You feel the way you do. I feel the way I do. We both want the club to do well. We're both Newcastle fans. How are the lads? Fucking all that. That's the way it should be. But at the minute, it's just rancid. It really, really is. And, I'm going to be quiet about transfers until the window's shut. I won't be doing any rumour hazard videos up until then. I've had enough of it. Obviously, when players sign, we're going to do videos on them. We're going to talk about the player, talk about how well we think they'll enhance the squad, how well they'll do. That kind of a thing, what Eddie can get out of them. We'll do that when they sign, but until then, no more rumour videos from me, guys. But let us know in the comments below what you guys think about all this noise, all this mess. How do you feel about it? Are you as bored of it as me? Are you as tired of it as me? Is it just getting on your tits and bringing you down a bit? Because it is me, guys. It really, really isn't. I'll get shit in the comments for this off people, no doubt, but I don't give a fuck, to be honest with you. I'm using my platform here, my little tiny platform, as small as it is, just to vent my frustration, to talk to people like me who maybe feel the same way. And if you agree, brilliant, drop us a comment. And if you disagree, fine, drop me a comment in, but no need to be an arsehole about it, as I've just said previously. But thanks for watching, guys. Keep it evermore. Like and subscribe. We'll be back with some more opinion videos through the summer till the preseason starts. Hopefully some player signings where we can talk about how well those players will bed into the squad, and it'll be a little bit more exciting times. Have a belt in the meantime. See you later.
Heroes celebrate. They have done it.